After the episode 2 video, someone in the comments said they loved it but genuinely couldn't tell me anything about what was coming without spoiling something. That's either a warning or a promise. Turns out it was both. Episode 3 is where season 4 stops feeling like a build-up and starts feeling like a ReZero actually decided to hurt you. Not with a monster, not with a sniper shot from the tower, with the group itself falling apart from the inside. That's the thing that stayed with me. The most brutal moment of the episode isn't the Kentaur mob beast, it isn't even what Patrasche does, it's Subaru choking Ram. It's the Miasma doing something that no external enemy managed to do in 2 episodes, make him turn on his own people. And the Watchtower hasn't even properly started yet. Someone in the comments after episode 2 also put forward a theory that the tower's defense system targets Subaru specifically because of his connection to Satella, seeing him as a threat the tower needs to remove. Anime only read, pure theory. I want to know what you think. Is that anywhere close? Drop it below please without any spoilers. Thank you. Subaru wakes up underground with exactly the wrong people. Ram wakes Subaru up. That's the first thing. Not Emilia, not Beatrice, Ram. And she's there because Subaru grabbed her when they were falling. Not a plan, just reflex. Then Anastasia and Patrasche appear, and for a moment you think, okay, we have a group. And then Subaru says the quiet part out loud. None of us can actually fight. That's not a complaint, it's just accurate. Ram, Anastasia, Patrasche, and Subaru underground in the Watchtower with half the squad missing. No Emilia, no Beatrice, no Ram. The people who can actually handle physical threat are somewhere else entirely. What that observation does is change the feeling of everything that comes after. Every corridor, every fork in the path, every moment of tension. All of it sits on the knowledge that if something goes wrong here, they don't have a clean answer to it. That's the underground in one sentence, and the show understood exactly what it was doing by putting this specific group together. Ram being the one to wake him up also matters. She connects to Ram through their twinning. She has a reason to stay calm that Subaru doesn't. If she panics, she loses her threat to her sister, so she keeps it together. Not because she's not scared, because she can't afford not to. Here is what I want to say about the first loop before anything else. The most interesting thing about it is that it starts slowly. The Miasma doesn't hit like a weapon. It doesn't flip a switch. It builds. The atmosphere gets heavier. The arguments start small. The tension rises gradually. And you can feel the pacing doing its job, getting darker and darker by degrees until it's too late to notice how far you have gone. This reminded me of Higurashi. That show does psychological horror better than almost anything. And the thing it does best is the slow deterioration, where a character you trust becomes something you don't recognize before you realize the turn has happened. Subaru choking Ram is that moment here. It lands the same way, not as a shock out of nowhere, as the inevitable endpoint of something that was already happening. And that's what makes the mental danger scarier than the physical one. A monster attacking you from outside is something you can point at, something in the air that makes you turn on the people beside you. That's a different category of frightening, because there is no clear moment where you became the threat, you just did. Anastasia being cut in half and Subaru discarding her body and running. Extreme, yes, but not too much. It showed exactly how dangerous the underground is without overstating it. The animation made it land. The production clearly wanted you to feel disgusted, and it worked. That's not a failure, that's craft. And then Patrasche. Reviewers are calling it possibly the most brutal death in the entire series. And it might be, but what hit me harder visually was Anastasia being cut in half. The way the animation presented it, the way it just happened without softening. Patrasche is brutal specifically because of what she is to Subaru, your trusted Earth Dragon, the one who has been beside you through everything. And the Miasma turned that into the thing that ended the loop. If you can think of a more brutal death in ReZero, let me know in the comments. I genuinely can't. The second loop takes the left path. Different choice, genuinely different threat. The first loop was psychological. The Miasma eroding judgment and trust from the inside until the group destroyed itself. The second loop is physical. A pit trap, a Kentaur-like beast called the Hungry Horse King, crushing barriers, fire, speed, everything at once. Those are not the same dread in a different setting. That's the underground making a point. Whatever direction you go, whatever choice you make, something different is waiting. Mental danger on one side, physical danger on the other. The location is telling you that no single preparation is enough. You can't just steel yourself mentally or just build strength physically. You have to manage both simultaneously in a place designed to make that impossible. That's why this episode makes the Watchtower feel like the most dangerous location the show has put Subaru in. Not because the enemies are stronger, because the environment itself is hostile in multiple directions at once. And the show doesn't show you what happens to Subaru at the end of the second loop. Does he die before Shaula arrives? You don't get to know. From a viewer's perspective, how dare you? From a production perspective, smartest decision they could have made. Leave the question open. Get you invested in episode 4 before the credits roll. It worked. Okay, I have to be honest about my first reaction when she appeared. That outfit. Look, I'm not complaining, quite the opposite. But the first thing I felt when the mysterious woman showed up was not powerful sage of the Watchtower. It was more like, really? With that outfit? You sure? She clearly has power. She stopped the Hungry Horse King without breaking a sweat. She saved the group effortlessly. The strength is not in question. But I had a more mysterious image of her before seeing her, and the clothes don't match that image. I think some people will be genuinely annoyed by this. The visual representation leaning hard into fan service for a character who is supposed to be ancient and dangerous. Not me personally, like I said, quite the opposite, but I would understand that reaction and I think that it would be fair. The finally found you line landing differently now that you can see her rather than just hear her. Yes, absolutely. The voice from episode 2 was unsettling. Seeing her say it is harder to take entirely seriously given the presentation. The power is there, the mystery is there, the aesthetic is doing something different from both of those things. Is she Shaula? I mean, it's very hard to believe she isn't. I would be genuinely shocked if the cross emblem, the Watchtower connection, and the found you line all pointed somewhere else. And my read going into episode 4 is ally, not threat. Something about the way she handled the situation, saving them, not attacking, the way she looked at Subaru specifically, doesn't feel like a villain's entrance. It feels like someone who has been waiting for a specific person to arrive. Whether she'll just do what they want is a different question. But I don't think she's the enemy. I could be completely wrong, but that's where I land right now. The episode title is The Keeper of the Watchtower, and the episode does something specific with that framing. The Watchtower hasn't properly started yet. They are underneath it. They haven't reached the flaws, haven't faced whatever's inside, haven't found the answers they came for, and the location has already fractured the group, triggered multiple loops, and produced what might be the most brutal death in the series. That's the point. The episode is showing you that the Watchtower doesn't wait for you to be ready. It starts working on you the moment you enter its space. The Miasma isn't a trap, it's the environment. The mob beast isn't a guardian, it's just what lives there. The place itself is hostile in ways that can't be fought directly. And that's more frightening premise than any single villain. Because you can outmaneuver a villain, you can plan against a villain. You can't plan against an environment that makes you lose yourself. Season 4 has shifted into a higher gear with this episode, and I don't think it's done. The people in the comments who said, wait for the next one after episode 2, I believe the people saying the same thing after episode 3 now. Episode 3 is the moment season 4 stopped being a journey to the Watchtower and became something that happens inside it. 2 types of danger, 1 environment, 0 ways to be fully prepared for either. And Shaula is standing over Subaru saying she finally found him in that outfit. And somehow that's both reassuring and confusing at the same time. I'm hooked fully, and episode 4 cannot come fast enough. So I will put the full ReZero season 4 playlist on the screen, and if you've been following this from the start, thank you. And if you are new here and this kind of breakdown is what you're looking for, subscribing is the best way to follow where season 4 goes next. One question before you go. Do you think the tower's defense system specifically targets Subaru because of his connection to Satella? That theory came from a viewer in the comments, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Drop your read below, and no spoilers please, just theories. See you in episode 4.